Hello and welcome to WSTC News. I'm Michael Jacob.
And I'm Ambria Stolte. This student-operated newscast is brought to you by the Belmont-Harrison Career Center at St. Clairsville High School.
How much energy do you have? Well, what if you reeled in a 693-pound swordfish, taking you more than 4 hours to accomplish? Here's WSTC's Jake Orr with more on the story.
A 17-year-old in Tampa Bay, Florida caught a 683-pound swordfish. The length of this monster was 107 inches long by 70 inches wide. The name of this legend is Adam Sater, and it took more than 4 hours for it to cover, even with an electric reel. This is known to be the second swordfish caught within the past 10 days. I'm here with Zach Dawkins. What would you do if you caught a 693-pound swordfish?
I'd probably take it to a vendor or someone and sell it per pound and get a bunch of money, or just let it go back in the sea.
I'm Jake Orr here with Dina Miller. Now, what would you do if you caught a 693-pound swordfish?
I would sell it to someone who knew what to do with it.
I'm here with Captain My Captain. Now, what would you do if you caught a 693-pound swordfish?
A 693-pound swordfish. A couple things. I'd probably take a picture of it. Probably release it right away so it wouldn't die. You know, I don't want to keep it out of water too long. Definitely wouldn't keep it. You know, the oceans are getting overfished. I usually like to eat everything I catch, or whether it's hunting or fishing. Usually big fish aren't that great to eat. Usually smaller fish. It's just such a beautiful specimen of an animal. I definitely release it. Again, like I said earlier, the world's oceans are getting overfished. Also, I wouldn't brag about it. I think that's being disrespectful to the fish or the animal to brag that I caught this, I killed this animal and this fish. If I were to keep it, which I wouldn't keep it. I might take a picture of it, you know, but again, out of respect, I don't think that we should brag about trophy fish or trophy animals.
I'm here with Alex Gazdick. Now, what would you do if you caught a 693-pound swordfish?
First of all, I would probably reel it in with using my toes because, 693 pounds, it's nothing. Then I would pick it up with my left hand, and throw it over my shoulder. Then I'd pull out my cell phone with my right hand, and I'd take a selfie with it, post it on Twitter. Probably tag some other swordfish friends that I've caught in the past. Then I'd throw it on a hook, and I'd use it as bait so I can catch a 700-pound swordfish. Because, you know what, you could always do better. There's always bigger fish in the sea.
I'm here with Shane Bryant. Now, what would you do if you caught a 693-pound swordfish?
I'd probably put that on my wall.
I'm Jake Orr, reporting for WSTC News. Back to you.
A camping trip goes south quickly after a man sleepwalks off of a cliff with serious injuries. Zook Jacob has the story.
A Cincinnati man fell 60 feet off a cliff in Powell County, Kentucky while sleepwalking. He was camping on a trip with his friends when they soon lost sight of him and called the authorities. Authorities found him around 1:15 a.m. and soon took him to the University of Kentucky Hospital, where he had apparent serious injuries. Doctors say he will make a full recovery. And there's this new story that came out. Camper, he sleepwalks off a cliff, and just wanted your opinion on what happened and kind of some safety precautions of what could have stopped it.
I am an avid camper, and I enjoy the outdoors. I'd say the primary issue that was not adhered to here was placement of your campsite. It's always important to consider where you are bedding for the night. For example, you wouldn't want to bed near a cliff, or you wouldn't want to bed, say, in a stream bed where there might be the potential for a flash flood. You don't want to bed underneath, say, a large tree, large limb. I think they call it a widowmaker. It could fall on you. So I think the issue here was just a lack of safety and forethought into where they were planning their campsite.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
I'm here with St. Clairsville High School student Jake Stewart. Jake, there's this new story out about a man who sleepwalks off of a cliff, and we just wanted your opinion and maybe some measures you would have taken to prevent this accident.
Well, like you said, Zook, the guy had a past of sleepwalking, so I don't know if it was too safe for him to be by a cliff anyways. And also, he probably should have locked up his tent. Yeah, that's all I got to tell you.
Thank you. Mr. Salonica, what do you think could have helped this camper that sleptwalked off the cliff?
Well, I don't know a lot about sleepwalking, so I'm not an expert on sleepwalking. Before we go to camping, I'd also say, what kind of a home does he live in? Does he live in a home where he lives on the second floor, sleeps on the second floor? So he could possibly sleepwalk and fall down the steps, right? So, again, I don't know a lot about sleepwalking, but if there are people out there that sleepwalk, they should probably live in a one-story, like a ranch-style dwelling. And if you or this person has a history of sleepwalking, but they really want to go camping, as your story is, it can be dangerous. My military experience in the Marine Corps Infantry, we used to, and it's no offense to anybody, it's just a slang name, we used to dummy cord our stuff to ourselves. So what he could do is tie himself or dummy cord himself before he goes to sleep, like to the belt, your belt buckle, tie some parachute cord, a rope, maybe two of them, and then tie it with some slack to a stake, a tent stake or something. So if he would get up at night and start walking, he's safety corded, I'm not sure what the word is, tethered. We used to call it dummy cord, so we wouldn't lose our equipment. So he could dummy cord his own body to the ground. Maybe that would help.
Reporting for WSTC News, I'm Michael Jacob.
Don't change that dial. Stay tuned for more WSTC News.
Cell phones, iPads, and homecoming cord already? All of this and more when WSTC continues.
Carry on. Let's carry on and take advantage of the opportunities offered at the Belmont-Harrison Career Centers and learn a trade while earning your high school diploma at the same time. Check out interesting and challenging programs right now. Business, skilled trades, technical, mechanical, or personal services. You'll find Belmont-Harrison Career Centers facilities and programs truly amazing. See your guidance counselor or call the Belmont-Harrison Career Centers today at 740-695-9130 or visit their website at www.bhccenters.com.
I have my special Sweet Feet socks on. These babies right here, they're red because it stands for the heat. Heat my feet up.
It's hot in here. How long have you been lifting?
An hour or so on.
I'm sweating when I just walked in.
Sweet Feet, cool socks on, and they just keep my whole entire body temperature a lot cooler. Go on to www.sweetfeet.com. The purpose of our product is to keep you warm and cool.
How would you feel about not being able to have your cell phone during school? Reporter Megan Teeter has interviewed students and staff at St. Clairsville about the new policy.
New year, new policy. St. Clairsville schools are now joining other schools to ban cell phone use during school hours. We head out to see what students and faculty have to think about the new policy. Okay, Officer Gazik, how do you feel about the new cell phone policy?
I think it's a very good policy. I was on a committee that sat down and looked at our old policy. I think the old policy, and as far as the cell phone usage, was getting very much out of hand. And so far, so good. I think the kids are really following it. I don't see it being a distraction in any of the classrooms or hallways, and I hope it continues that way.
Thank you.
I think it's wonderful. You see kids in the hallway, they're actually talking to each other instead of looking at their phones and texting one another. We've had very few issues with social media, knock on wood, so far this year because kids aren't on their phones during class, only if they're needed. So I think it's been a great change, and I think the kids actually kind of like it.
I have mixed feelings about it. I understand about the bullying that goes on during school, but during free time, like in classes, you don't get to just kind of chill and do whatever you want. But, I mean, I see where they're coming from, so.
I personally don't agree with it because I've been at this school for about 4 years now, and I've always been able to use my cell phone. But now, they're trying to stop me from using it, and I just can't deal with that. I can't. It's my privacy.
I'm Megan Teeter from WSTC News. Back to you.
Bridgeport High School goes high-tech with iPads this school year. The first school in Belmont County to offer this technology may come with its ups and downs. Here's Abby Gresham with more.
The start of a new school year brings many new changes to schools in the district. This year, Bridgeport High School is implementing and requiring iPads to all high school students. Here are some staff and students with their take on the iPads. Do you believe that iPads will be used in the following years, and will they eventually branch out to the middle school?
Well, yes, we feel that the iPad is the future of technology, and with our kids preparing to go to college, our computer labs are starting to get older, so the more further down we can go with the iPad project will enable us to spend money on other things for our students. This year's really a pilot program. Our goal was within 2 years is to be down into the middle school. And eventually our long-range goal is to get down in the elementaries. So we're hoping that as we work through the bugs, and anytime you do something brand new, there's going to be some bumps in the road, and we will get through it. And we have a great technology department that will get us through that. And then once that happens, then we will branch down in and go into the middle school, and then conventionally our goal is to work ourselves all the way down.
Do you believe that iPads have improved the classrooms, or do you believe that they're holding them back?
At first, I thought it was a struggle getting everybody where we needed them to be with the ebooks, getting those all loaded on there, getting any technical situations or issues that we have cleared up. But we recently got through that little obstacle, and now we got everybody where we need them to be. And I think now it's going to be much easier for the students and the teachers to manage data, to get things done, sent, submitted. And I think it'll make the classroom run a lot smoother.
From a student's point of view, do you believe that the iPads have taken over the classrooms?
Yes, I think that they have improved the classrooms. At first, I was a little skeptical about it. I didn't know how it would benefit us, but after seeing how the teachers use them and the programs that they use to help us learn, I really like them. They've enhanced the ability to take notes, to get certain programs to help us with note cards and everything, so I really like them.
As a system administrator, how do you feel the deployment of the iPads have gone so far?
I feel that the deployment has gone well. We took a lot of measures in the previous years to upgrade our wireless, our infrastructure, our core switch, our edge switches, so we have a strong backbone to support 400 or 500 iPads. We went with Office 365 instead of Google Apps, and I feel that that will benefit a lot of students in college and in the future. So there was a lot of preparation involved. Having that in place first helped a lot, and I feel like it's gone pretty smoothly.
As the beginning of the school year passes quickly, students at St. Clairsville High School are studying hard, taking notes, and buying dresses. With homecoming just around the corner, many preparations are being made, and the homecoming court is more excited than ever. WSTC's Ashley Baker has more.
St. Clairsville's 2014 homecoming is on October 11th. With the dance floor covered in blue, purple, and gold, the king and queen will dance the night away. What all goes into preparing for homecoming?
There's a lot of different things that go into it, because after court is announced, those students have homecoming court pictures. It goes straight into ordering flowers to make sure everything's ready for the parade. So we've got to finalize all of the details that kind of go along with the parade as well. There's just everything, just making sure that the parents are informed and that the kids have their biographies done, and then the homecoming dance in general, just finding everything that goes with those colors and with the theme, and making sure that all the decorations are set and the DJ's done and all of that fun stuff. So there's a ton of different things that kind of go into homecoming, and it's definitely a lot to take in.
The 2014 homecoming court candidates are Sam Collins, escorted by Chandler Kilburn, Joanna Vincenzo, escorted by Dakota Bacon, Abby Earlywine, escorted by Jake Miller, Alexis St. Clair, escorted by Dalton Freeman, Michaela Miller, escorted by Zook Jacob, and Ashton Sakis, escorted by Quentin Clark. How do you feel about escorting Ashton Sakis?
I'm pretty pumped. I mean, Ashton and me are pretty tight.
What was your initial reaction when you found out you were on homecoming court?
Well, my first words were, I'm really uncomfortable, but then I saw that Quentin was my escort, and I got really, really excited. It was just like, ah! You know, it was awesome.
I'm Ashley Baker with WSTC News. Back to you.
The smartphone game Clash of Clans is rapidly gaining popularity at St. Clairsville High School. Local clan leader Tommy Stewart has more on this popular new app.
Clash of Clans, a multiplayer strategy game. You build your own village and battle against other villages to gain resources and trophies. There are 3 game modes: multiplayer, single player, and clan wars. I'm here with Zook Jacob. Zook, I have a couple questions for you about Clash of Clans. When did you start clashing?
I started clashing around midsummer. It was later June, actually, and we were at Chandler Kilburn's house. I was with Tommy and Matt, and just got me onto the Clash grind, and ever since I've been addicted.
Now, Zook, how has this affected your life?
My free time, I clash, and when I don't have free time, I clash
So when I'm always doing something, I'm clashing.
Thank you so much. I'm here with clan member Matt Mazguy. Matt, we have a couple questions about your attacking strategy. What troops do you like to use?
Personally, I like to use 10 dragons because I put down my 10 dragons, they're level 2. And then I throw down 3 level 4 rage spells. And then I throw down that clan castle dragon, and oh man, it just messes stuff up. I pretty much win every time.
Sounds crazy. How much do you love Clash?
I love Clash. I love it.
I'm here with Landon Porter. Landon, the rumor going around school is you don't Clash. Do you have any reasons why?
It's true that I don't Clash, Tommy, and I don't Clash because I see so many people doing it, and they spend so much of their parents' hard-earned money on gems, like through the microtransaction system that Supercell has going on. That's how they make most of their money, you know? And it's just a waste of time, I think, a waste of money. Like, there's so many better things to be doing with your time than clashing. Like, what do you get from that? Do you get anything really? Like, anything physical? Do you get paid to clash? I don't think you do. It's just a waste of time, in my opinion.
WSTC will continue after this short commercial break, remembering the famous comedian Joan Rivers and lots of sports coverage.
You won't want to miss this. Stay tuned.
That was such a hard workout. Oh, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it.
Over here.
Whoa. Who said that?
I'm Atomic Turner, and I'm gonna make you big and strong.
Should I drink you?
Go right ahead.
Oh! Atomic turmoil!
When you sweat, you feel like you're the only person in the world. You can't wear the clothes that you would like to. You feel like you can't talk to anyone. Make sweating stop. Diafor can make sweating stop for good. Consult your doctor before taking Diafor. Do not take Diafor if you're pregnant or may become pregnant. Diafor. Make sweating stop.
In early September, a loving mother and widely known comedian Joan Rivers passed away. Her funeral was held at Temple Emmanuel in New York.
Joan Rivers, 81, lost her life after having an apparently minor and voluntary procedure at a Manhattan medical clinic. The routine surgery took a turn for the worse when Rivers went into cardiac and respiratory arrest. She was transferred by ambulance to Mount Sinai Hospital, where she later died. Do you think Joan Rivers impacted comedy in a great way?
Yes, I do. I think she opened it up for women to be able to go out there, leave their families, and change comedy because she was crude. She was the first woman that was allowed to get up there and do the things that she did on late night TV, and it changed comedy based on that. I think other women were able to follow her based on that.
Did Joan Rivers' death have an impact on your life?
Oh yeah, you know, she was kind of one of my main idols. I kind of looked up to her. So now I really, you know, I'm slipping in school. I can't really eat or drink anything. My stomach's just acting up like crazy, and I just don't know what to do without her.
What separates Joan Rivers from the other comedians?
Well, I think that her form of comedy was to ridicule, but I don't think people realize that when she would make fun of someone, she really was bringing it back on herself and her family in a good way. It wasn't that she was attacking people, and I think if you watched her comedy, you would see that she was always bringing it back on herself and not really being vicious towards other people.
Joan Rivers changed the game for comedy and will be greatly missed. For WSTC News, I'm Ambria Stolte. Back to you.
Tommy Stewart and Abby Earlywine will be right back with WSTC Sports.
Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to WSTC Sports. I'm Tommy Stewart.
And I'm Abby Earlywine. Let's now turn our attention to what's happening in the wide world of sports.
Are you tired of being a Joe Blow type basketball player? Well, then you need some Phil's Flyers to dominate your competition. Phil's Flyers are the #1 basketball shoe in over 17 different countries, including the United States, Canada, Mexico, and Zimbabwe. Phil's Flyers are an easy payment of $101.69.
Let's carry on and take advantage of the opportunities offered at the Belmont-Harrison Career Centers and learn a trade while earning your high school diploma at the same time. Check out interesting and challenging programs right now. Business, skilled trades, technical, mechanical, or personal services. You'll find Belmont-Harrison Career Centers facilities and programs truly amazing. See your guidance counselor or call the Belmont-Harrison Career Centers today at 740-695-9130 or visit their website at www.bhccenters.com.
Red Devil football is certainly something we always look forward to in the fall. The St. Steve football team is anticipating one of their biggest rivalry games against the Purple Riders in Martins Ferry. Taylor Dudek has more on this story.
The boys of fall are ready for this week's game as they face the Martins Ferry Purple Riders, who are one of their biggest opponents. I set out to interview some of the athletes and coaches to see how they felt about this week's game. What players do you see as a threat for this week's game against Martins Ferry?
There's several players that I can see being a threat for us this coming Friday. First and foremost, our quarterback, Zach Bigelow, a big playmaker, and it all starts with him. Receiver, Malik Gummer, always making plays anywhere on the field, offense, defense, special teams. And offensive and defensively, Brennan Ferns on both sides of the ball. Big athletic kid, always helps. And Bradley Crane at center. It all starts up front.
What are some of the things that you think you guys need to improve on for this week's game?
I think we should improve on being more physical than the other team and more teamwork.
Which players from Martins Ferry do you see as a threat for this Friday's game?
The only real threat I see is Bruce Berger, the running back. He's big and athletic and fast.
All right, what do you anticipate for this week's game against Martins Ferry?
Well, this game every season is a huge rival game, and both teams and both schools, the student sections and everyone show up for it and bring their best. So I think it's going to be a really tight game this year. Both teams have a lot of veterans and really good football players. I know that our kids have anticipated this game as they do every year, and I'm sure Martins Ferry's kids as well. So it should be a great football game.
For WSTC News, I'm Taylor Dudek. Back to you.
St. T fall sports consist of more than just football and volleyball. St. T boys and girls soccer seasons are well underway. Here is WSTC's Aaron Perkins with the story.
St. C's boys and girls soccer seasons have just started. I caught up with the coaches and some of the players to find out how their seasons are going so far. As a captain on the soccer team, how is your season going so far?
Our season isn't looking too hot right now, but hopefully we step it up soon.
We're doing pretty great. We're 4-1-1 right now, so that's 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. We're trying to get focused and get together, though, because we just suffered a hard loss last night.
Well, we're off to a rough start, but it's getting there.
As the assistant soccer coach, how is your season going so far?
So far, season's going very well. We play a lot of games, so we've been very busy. Practicing hard, it's going well. We're currently 4-1-1, so we've certainly had some success starting to face some tough teams. But I think that's good for us, and we welcome that challenge. We have a pretty young team, but some great senior leadership.
What does your team plan on doing as the season and the opponents thicken?
We're just going to try to focus more, have more intense practices, get more prepared for games, and we're just going to take it one by one.
All we have to do is play the game that we've been playing, increase every single time, and just get better every practice, every game, and hopefully we do what we do and start winning some.
Well, one thing, we have trouble sometimes even getting in a practice because we're playing games all the time between our JV and varsity teams. Seems like almost every day of the week we're playing a game. But when we do have fortunate availability to practice, we definitely have some things to work on. Fundamentals always important in any sport, but especially now that competition does get harder. We just played Steubenville, New Philadelphia. These are soccer schools. They just really bring their game, and we've been able to match them. So, but we can always do better, and we look to improve as we go forward.
We'll just keep on improving and trying our best.
Well, you heard it from them. Back to you guys. I'm Aaron from WSTC News, signing off.
Making headlines week 1 in the National Football League, Steelers All-Pro wide receiver Antonio Brown took kicking off the season a bit too far. Let's now turn to WSTC Sports reporter Dakota Bacon.
To kick off the season, Steelers wide receiver Antonio Brown kicked the Browns punter right in the face mask. Let's see what other people have to say about this. Antonio Brown's kick to the head for the punter.
Well, I think that after watching the replay,
I thought there was a path for him to go to the left some, but also in live play, the punter is a football player on the football field, so has the opportunity to go make the tackle and stop the play. So I think he was trying to hurdle him. Now, he didn't make it, obviously, so it looks like a kick to the face. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos and that, but I don't know that the league should do anything to him because it's a live play and he's trying to make a move to go score. His options were there, but I'm not on the field making that decision. So I don't think there's anything penalty worthy in that particular play.
Okay, thank you. I'm here with Browns fan Landon Porter. What do you think about Antonio Brown's kicking the punter in the head?
I think that was completely intentional, like you see him jump up in the air and just straight kick him in the face. So, that was run through his mind, hey, I'm going to kick this punter in the face. I don't care. I don't care about rules. I think they should throw him out of the league.
Is that what you think the league should do?
That's what I think the league should do. As a Browns fan, I think he intentionally kicked the punter in the face, and there needs to be serious repercussions.
Thank you, Landon.
Hey, no problem.
This is Coach McClain, the head coach of the football team. And do you think Antonio Brown kicking the punter in the head was intentional?
I watched the game start to finish, and I recall the play you're talking about. It's my opinion that he did not intentionally try to kick the guy. The way I saw it, he was trying to hurdle the punter, probably anticipating the punter was going to try to cut his legs out. And unfortunately, it came out looking that way.
Yeah. Do you think the league will take action, and if so, what will they do?
Oh, I absolutely think they'll take action. They're really trying to promote player safety and protect those guys as best they can, and I'm sure there'll be some hefty fines. I don't know that there'll be any suspensions or anything like that, but he's going to pay for it out of his wallet.
Okay, thank you. Yep. I'm Dakota Bacon reporting from WSTC News. Back to you.
Well, that's all the time we have for WSTC News. Thanks for watching.
Stay classy and have a great week. Now turn up for the Spacey Club.